Hey there! Welcome back to Pinterest Problems. For today's Pinterest problem project, we're going to be trying DIY paper marbling. I've seen marbled paper everywhere, from stationery to gift bags to wrapping paper and cards and envelopes. And why try to buy these things for a couple dollars when we can try to make it instead? Yay! The supplies that you'll need for this project are foam shaving cream, food coloring, heavyweight paper, painter's tape, paper towel, a spatula, a ruler, a rectangle baking dish, and toothpicks. To start this project, we are going to take our heavyweight paper and mask off the back of it using our painter's tape. The next step is to spray a nice thick layer of shaving cream into the rectangle pan. Make sure your rectangle pan is big enough to hold your paper. The next step is to take your food coloring and put a couple drops throughout the shaving cream. In the project that I pinned, they mentioned using gel food coloring, but also that regular food coloring should work just fine too. After you've put the food coloring into the shaving cream, we need to take our spatula and fold the shaving cream to incorporate the color into it. After your base color is swirled into the shaving cream, you can add additional colors by using a toothpick. Stick your toothpick into the food coloring and then swirl it around in different areas in your shaving cream. In what I pinned, the gel food coloring that they used had a wider neck to it, so I'm wondering if they suggested to use a toothpick to distribute it because they had less control of their gel. I wonder if I could just squirt it in the same way I did the base color, but I'm going to keep following the pin. Take your paper, tape side up, and press it into the shaving cream. Use your fingers to gently press down the paper so as much of it touches the shaving cream as possible. They mentioned that you don't want it to sit for too long so that it starts to get all wet. So I think I'm going to take it out and remove it from one corner. Here's my beautiful paper after I removed it from the shaving cream. It looks like I actually didn't make contact with all of it, but it still looks pretty cool, and I'm going to do the next step just to see what this turns out like. Take your ruler and in one swoop remove all the shaving cream. So here we go. They mentioned that if you have any extra shaving cream on the paper, just to blot it off with a paper towel. Ta-da! Here is my paper. I actually think it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna try another sheet and see what that looks like too. To make another sheet of paper, they suggest just folding the shaving cream again, and if you want, you can add more colors to it. My beautiful paper. I think that this turned out really awesome. The last step is to let it dry and then remove the tape from the back and put some heavy books on top of it to flatten it out completely. This pin was going perfectly until one of my very last steps. As I started to remove the tape, some of the paper was peeling off with it as well. Now they did suggest painter's tape or washi tape. I don't know if the washi tape would have been any different. This project still had one Pinterest problem. And here's my beautiful paper. I think that this turned out really awesome looking. I'm using my paper to send a note to my bunny Gizmo. Dear Gizmo, I love you. Kissy girl, I made you this card.
Aww.
I love you, Gizmo. On my scale of 1 being a Pinterest problem and 10 being Pinterest perfect, I'm giving this project a 9. Every step went pretty smoothly along the way until the very end when that tape just didn't come off the paper as expected. I'm only taking 1 point off for this problem. It is a little bit of an annoyance, but depending on what you use your paper for, like say if you're using it just as stationery, it is on the back and nobody's going to notice. Some observations I made along the way while making this project were when I was pressing my first sheet of paper into the shaving cream, I didn't really push it down as much as I should have. When I removed it, I noticed there were still a lot of white spots and not a lot of shaving cream on it, so just make sure you're pressing your paper down firmly into the shaving cream. Another observation I made was that I was surprised at how vibrant the colors were on my paper. Once I pulled my paper out and then swooped the shaving cream off, the colors were actually much more vibrant than they appeared in the shaving cream. So just something to know, you don't need to add a ton of food coloring. My last observation is that this project can be pretty messy. You can see that there's food coloring all over my fingers, and the table that I used to make this project on got food coloring and shaving cream on it too. Just make sure to maybe put something down on the surface you're using. The cost of this Pinterest production was around $15. I got everything I needed from Michaels and Target, although I had a good amount of this stuff at home too. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you've seen something on Pinterest that you want me to try, leave a comment for me down below and maybe it will be what I make in my next video. And most importantly, keep on pinning, my Pinterest people.